Yeah, I think it's a great point, and we'll pivot back to that in a second. But I think what you mentioned about solving a problem that you had, right, is so important. And I'm just thinking about, you said 1,000 years ago. It's probably been at least a decade, is it? It's probably closing in on that.
12 years, yeah.
That sales and marketing, I know this is really more marketing related, but they struggled with this a decade ago, and yet it's still a big problem for a lot of companies that haven't got it under control. And sales and marketing alignment is still an issue that a lot of companies are facing. So it's crazy that we're still having this discussion today, but I guess that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's happening though, and really the problem that we're tapping into, and this really goes back into, when you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to solve a business problem and create a company around that, is that you've got to tap into a growing market and a growing trend. And the growing trend that we saw and that we tapped into is digital content explosion. So 10 years ago, when I was running a global sales and marketing team, digital content was exploding. You had, different channels, search was happening, digital advertising was happening. Big brands had, a couple different agencies, personalization was starting. But fast forward now, the average marketing department has like over 200 projects going on at the same time. They've got 16 different agencies. I mean, it's mental. It's
Wow.
crazy. And so if you're a regulated industry on top of that, keeping track of everything is really, really hard. So it was difficult before, and with digitization and the requirements of personalization as well in so many channels and so many demands on marketing as well, it becomes even harder. And that's the problem that we're solving. So I think, just kind of tying that back into, needs analysis and, when you're starting a company, it's a lot easier if you're starting a company in a growing industry and when the problem that you're solving is just exacerbating over time as well.